KUGAN CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're in Belfast Falls Park for Michael Conlan versus Aj-Ruiz. Now, I don't see you often, but when I do see you, I do have the tendency I've got to get Richard on the camera. Because you've always spoke well and you've always given me your time, even when you were fighting, etc., all the way through. And we've done a few interviews over the years.
Who am I to refuse, KUGAN?
No, but I appreciate your time like anyone else.
I appreciate you giving me your time, brother. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. KUGAN.
Yeah.
Good, really good.
What's going on in the land of towers, shall we say?
Yeah, I'm back in Sheffield, obviously.
Yeah.
And any opportunity I get to see Adam and spend a little bit of time with him, I jump on it, obviously, for the obvious reasons. And obviously Adam's got plenty of stuff going on, KUGAN. So it's all exciting stuff, and I think you'll see tonight. Because I get little bits of feedback, because I'm obviously coaching kids now. I've got my own gym in Sheffield, so it's just a matter of time before I'm turning champions out. Got some good kids and some really interesting stuff coming up very soon, sooner than most people think. But I just get feedback from Adam, KUGAN, so when I can be on site like this, watching him just wrap Michael's hands and giving him advice and taking him up pads, I just try and pick up everything I can pick up, KUGAN. I'm a student, and a proud student at that. I've been amongst the best teachers boxing's got to offer, like Brendan Ingle, obviously, then Adam Booth. Spent a little bit of time with Emmanuel Stewart, and now I was speaking to Shannon Courtney, and she was saying, you've been around the best brains in boxing, and I have. I'm privileged, man, and I know a good thing when it's in front of me, and all I've done is just embrace the beautiful opportunities that God's given me. I'm fortunate, man. So.
Well, obviously, I'm going to speak to you about Michael Conlan, because Michael Conlan's going to fight soon, and this interview will go out tomorrow. So we're hopeful Michael Conlan will come through tonight and kind of push on. He's kind of closing in on the route to a world title soon, within the next 12 months, and we'll see tonight what kind of what the crack is between him and obviously Adam, what they've been working on.
Yeah, definitely. I took a photo yesterday. I won't give nothing away because it's not my right to, but I took a photo yesterday and I pointed something out to Adam, and he went, bingo. Michael's showing immense improvement, because I asked him about all his fighters. I asked him about people that we meet frequently. He asked me about people that I meet, because he appreciates my judgment of character and stuff like that, and vice versa, even more so towards Adam. Michael's no exception to that rule. He tells me, he says, Richard, he goes, he's improving in every way, shape or form, and he tells me what vicious shots we've got to look out for. So tonight's I think it's going to be one of those fights that you see and you're like, oh, here he is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
The heavyweight division is always talked about, not always for the right reasons, as we've learnt over the years. And I suppose the two big talking points in 2019, obviously the first one would be that Joshua's shock defeat to Aj-Ruiz, which kind of a couple of months ago. But more recent, the situation that's involved Dillian Whyte, which is, it's kind of like unclear to us all because we don't know all the facts about what's been going on. But what's your take on this whole situation regarding Dillian?
With regards to, you mentioned Joshua before. Anthony, I've watched what Anthony's done from the offset. I've seen where he's coming. That guy deserves respect, and he deserves a big gold medal, and in the form of however many millions he's earned. He deserves what he's got. A wise man said to me recently, we don't get what we want, we don't get what we need, but in this life we get what we deserve. And if dedication, commitment and sheer graft, blood, sweat and tears is any indication to what he's got, he deserves everything he's got. And boxing is one of those sports, especially the heavyweight division. You can go into a ring and you get knocked out. If you get caught slipping, you get knocked out. It's as simple
or
as
worse,
that.
As we've seen in recent times as well.
You get killed. That's the thing. So with regards to that, I weren't shocked, because I know who Aj-Ruiz is. I know what Aj-Ruiz has done as an amateur. I know what he's done as a pro. I know what he did against Josie Parker. So it weren't necessarily a shock. But I think there's many significant details that might have been looked past from Joshua's side, and I'm sure he'd admit to that. But it gives him even more incentive to grit down and grind on like he has been doing up till this point, and up to whatever point it is. But I'm sure he's grafting and doing what he's doing like he's used to doing. You don't get to that position by not committing yourself 100%. With regards to Dillian, you know, what I'd say about Dillian is, I remember us having some spars. I remember seeing him come to spar with, move around with George Groves. I remember him coming as early as that when George was with Adam. And I remember
he used to spar George Groves?
He used to have a little move around with him, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he did, yeah. And Dillian's one of those. I remember Dillian pulling up on a scooter with a map of, you know, the roads of London for doing his taxi thing, because he didn't know where we were going to go, but he was trying. And I remember seeing that, and I remember thinking, this guy's got something about him, he's trying. And then he'd get in and obviously spar with me, or we'd spar together, you know, and give a dangerous account of himself, because Dillian's one of those. Dillian will throw punches when he's not supposed to. You catch Dillian, boom, with a shot, and you think, well, don't spend too much time glorifying in your own juice, because he'd throw a shot, whoom, and you know, he'd give a good account of himself. He's put the grind in, and I respect where he's got to, and I appreciate where he's got to. Like I said, he deserves where he's got to. With regards to all the stuff, you know, with drugs and stuff like that, I don't know much about that, but what I do know is that if he's made a mistake, then he's clearly paying for it. If he's not made a mistake and it's bullshit, excuse my language, it'll pass over.
But I think that's how, because a lot of the stuff has to be kept for legal reasons.
Under wraps.
Under wraps. But it always seems to be the way that people want to kind of hang you before you've been trialled. You know,
guilty before. Yeah, exactly.
So I think we have to kind of hear everything and know everything before you make a judgment.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You know, Dylan's maintaining that he hasn't done anything wrong, as it's been repeated many times. Brady Hearn, he was cleared to fight. So again, I'm sure whatever it is, will eventually come out, and like I said, we'll have to see how it pans out.
And do you know what? I hope it is a load of rubbish. Yeah. I hope that there's not anything to look into. I hope that none of it's true. I hope that all these guys what are in it to win it, clearly in it to win it, and putting the grind in and putting the hours in and putting all the dedication and the time in, I hope they get everything they want, you know, because I know how hard it is boxing. I know how hard it is. Me and Adam, we were just sat just before we come here and talking about how different my path could have gone and how different things could have been if I'd not only got this and injury and that injury and this had have happened. And you can't look at things and dwell too much. If, like I said, Dillian's paying a price, that's for him to deal with. If it's bullshit, then I'm sure he'll come back, because even, you know, in the face of adversity before, he's come through to get to this point. Right now, really and truly, all I'm focused on is my boy in Deontay Wilder. You know, me and Deontay, as you know, are really close. And
you caught up with him when he was in the UK?
Yeah, he was in Birmingham the other day, and we caught up, and we had a good chat and a good heart to heart. And he's good, man, and I'm sure you can imagine. And now, you know, he's known as the most dangerous man on the planet, rightly so.
What do you think happens in that rematch, which we'll hopefully see at the start of 2020?
With Tyson Fury? Yeah. I've got no doubt Tyson will come to do what Tyson does. One of the things I do say about Tyson is that he always comes to fight, he always comes to turn up, and even when he don't turn up, he comes out with something that impresses, he comes out with something that gets him through. He won't have got to the point he's got to without having the something that he's got. But I think knowing Deontay, I know what Deontay is thinking, I know what he's feeling before fights. One of the things Tyson Fury is good at is getting into people's minds.
As Klitschko found out.
Yes, exactly that. And probably every other opponent that he's faced is good at that. He's been raised, you know, arguing and having bits of banter. That's their life, you know, that's the culture type thing. But I tell you what, Deontay is going to prepare. Tyson's going to prepare. It's going to be a brilliant fight, and I'm going to be watching. Obviously, I think Deontay is going to hurt him this time. I hope Tyson don't get hurt, because I like Tyson. I've got a lot of respect for Tyson, but realistically, Deontay is one of them. You can't take your eye from the screen, because at any time he can. I know it's not all about that. Tyson put a statement out last time I commented. Yeah, Richard, you could bang, but you was a big shit house, wasn't you? You know, so you know, I don't want to dig anybody out, but I think the boy's gonna knock him out this time, and I think it's gonna be one of those that go on.
Don't know what's going on.
Better with the team. Yeah, so I think he'll win, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay, well listen, I'm going to let you get back to your pre-fight preparations with Team Conlan. I appreciate you giving us some time, Richard.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
And
good to see you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good night here in Belfast.
Yep.
The crowd's like loving it here.
Oh, brilliant.
The rain's holding off at the moment. It has been raining a
like
little bit here today.
15,000 here or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Great atmosphere here.
Brilliant.
And hopefully we'll catch up with you soon, Richard.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
All
Good.
right.
Nice one, brother.
Top man.
Cheers, man.